Death. I Am Become Death, the Destroyer of Worlds is a famous quote by the lead scientist in a project known as the Manhattan Project on July 16, 1945, when the first testing of a successful atomic bomb was completed in New Mexico at a U.S. Air Force base. This esteemed gentleman who led the team in the creation of the first ever atomic bomb was a world-renowned physicist and chemist. Robert J. Oppenheimer was born on April 22, 1904 in New York, New York. He began his young childhood as a quick learner and even began to study subjects such as geology, physics, and chemistry, even at the young age of 10. He pursued his education very seriously and received valedictorian out of his high school in 1921. However, after graduating from high school, he contracted dysentery and almost died from the illness. He spent the summer of 1921 in New Mexico, where he recovered and over the summer and got much better. He then took his studies to Harvard University, where he would pursue his bachelor's in chemistry. However, it was at this time that Robert Oppenheimer realized that his true passion was for physics, not chemistry. After graduating, Oppenheimer traveled to Cambridge, England to continue his study in physics. He studied under J.J. Thomson, who actually won the Nobel Peace Prize for Physics in 1906. It was then he also realized that he much rather preferred his work in theoretical physics rather than practical physics. After attending school in Cambridge, England, he then traveled to Germany to the Institute of Theoretical Physics. He then pursued his doctorate and received it in 1927 in physics and began teaching at UNC, Berkeley, and the California Institute of Technology. Robert Oppenheimer remained a successful teacher, physicist, and scientist through his life, and in World War II, he was assigned the task of leading the team to build the first ever atomic bomb. This project was known as the Manhattan Project. Oppenheimer led his team to build the first successful atomic bomb in 3 years. He started in 1942 and finished in 1945 with the testing of the first ever plutonium atomic bomb, which was known as the Trinity testing on July 16, 1945, which was when Oppenheimer said his famous quote, "I am become death, the destroyer of worlds." After the war, however, he began to work in the Atomic Energy Commission and was very political and strove for international arms control and worked to reduce the number of atomic bombs and weapons of mass destruction that were throughout the world. These actions caused many problems for Oppenheimer. When he fought against the production and creation of any hydrogen bombs, he was then stripped of all political power that he had gained through his work in physics and through his work in the Manhattan Project, and was scorned by many esteemed scientists. Robert Oppenheimer continued his work in physics and chemistry by lecturing until he died in 1967 when he passed from throat cancer.